Okay, I'm ready. So, prostitution is the oldest profession known to man. Yes, this is definitely true. According to Theodore Denelipuk, prostitution is both age-old and irredenstible, but that does not mean it's any less degrading to all who are concerned. To be perfectly honest with you, I find it really interesting that my opponent here uses the word claim of, or quality of life when discussing legalization of prostitution. Because the fact of the matter is that in Nevada, where prostitution is legal, women report working in shifts commonly as long as 12 hours, even when they're ill, menstruating, or pregnant, with no right to refuse a customer who has requested them, or to refuse the sexual act for which he has paid. And, contrary to the common claim that the brothel will protect the women, this is not true. Now, I will start by refuting her ideas about STDs, because the fact of the matter is there are two solvency issues against this. The first is the fact that only the women are checked for the STDs. According to the Victorian Law Government, which is a part of agency, which is a part of Victoria, Australia, where prostitution is legal, sexually transmitted diseases actually increased, because this is due to the fact that medical authorities examined only one of the partners in the sexual act, which was self-defeating. Secondly, the duration of time for the disease to be detected means that exposure occurs to clients. According to Jeffrey J. Barrows, DO of the Health Consultant and Human Trafficking Committee, even if prostitution is being tested every week for HIV, she will test negative for at least 4 to 6 weeks, and possibly even 12 weeks. On a good time frame in which there's a 4-week period before she's tested positive, there's 2 weeks in which the results have to be confirmed. So it gives a whole period of 6 weeks before the prostitute finds out if she's HIV positive or negative. Now, at an average of 10 to 15 clients per day, that means she will be affecting 630 men with HIV before realizing that she actually has the disease. Next, I would like to address the solvency claims against my opponent, who said that physical harm is averted because the client comes to the prostitute. The fact of the matter is that just because there's the prostitute and the man are in a room does not mean that they're safe, because there is no third party. According to Janice G. Raymond, women who reported that sex business gave them some protection qualified it by pointing out that there was no protector in the room. There was no one standing outside the door waiting, so there was no real way in which someone could help in case of emergency. In addition, the business is more concerned with the client's safety than they are with women. According to Melissa Farley, 89% of women interviewed stated that they realized, or that the businesses they were working for, the legal brothels, actually were trying to, any steps they took, including video cameras or safety mechanisms, were meant to leave them from being liable for a suit in case the client tried to sue them. Next, I'm going to refute the advocate's claim that under current law, prostitution should fear arrest because of under police supervision. The fact of the matter is, prostitutes have the ability to remain anonymous now under current California law. The law was initiated in 2007. It's called the Ananasted Victims' Rights Bill, and it was signed by Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. And the bill states that it expands the list of sexual offenses where victims may request their names to be withheld to include, among other things, abduction of victims may request their names to be withheld. Now, my second refute for her is the fact that law enforcement are trying to facilitate methods of rehabilitation over arrest. They're doing so because in some states they've begun these things called life houses, in which they advocate rehabilitating the prostitute and giving them new ways in which they can help like themselves and get out of the business, as opposed to being stuck in prostitution and going back to their pimps. Next, I will be refuting the fact that they're spending too much, the cops are spending way too much money affecting or going after prostitutes. The fact of the matter is, this is true. We are in fact spending a lot of money, but there's two reasons for this. The first is the fact that policy is being enforced by the will of the public. Officers have seen a spike in prostitution arrests this year, according to Sherry Lidewillen, and the reason for this is because when a community recognizes what they believe to be an illegal activity in their neighborhood, they contact us, and it's their duty to enforce the law. And in addition to that, prostitutes can have direct links to both drug and criminal organizations. This is commented on because 75% of all prostitutes are involved in some kind of drug activity, according to Annie Lobred. And so, yeah. Finally, I will address the negatives claim that we can tax this. The fact of the matter is, we cannot tax this. Because if they did this, and they taxed prostitution in any state, including Nevada, Nevada has already attempted to initiate a bill on this, it would make them a pimp, by all definition. And from a moral standpoint, they don't want to be considered a pimp in these situations. So when the bill was addressed to the Nevada House of Representatives, they unanimously voted it down for that moral reason. That was all their given reason for it. So that's my point. Thank you.